Hi everyone. So in the last class we have seen in detail about the Cucumber hybrid framework and BDD, which is nothing but the behavior driven development framework. And in this framework we need to use the four supporting tools which we have discussed in the last class. First one is Maven, Cucumber, and JUnit, and the second one TestNG, Jenkins, and Gherkin sentences. So first one is nothing but the first one as we have discussed, which is nothing but the Maven, right? Maven, and second one we have discussed about the Cucumber, and third one which is nothing but JUnit and TestNG, TestNG and Jenkins. So we have to be see all this in practical in today's session. Gherkin sentences. What is the Gherkin sentences and how we have to be write the sentences. So we have seen in the PDF format last class sentences. So this project, why do we call it as a data driven framework? Because this is a combination of modular driven framework and integrated with TestNG as well as page object model and hybrid approach. So what is the page object model? So this is nothing but the design pattern with page factories, right? We can create as many as pages, suppose we have take the example like login page, register page, home page, add to cart page. So many pages we have, so that's why we call it as a factory, page factory. As per the object model, we maintain a class for every web page. Each web page has a separate classes, separate web pages, right? If we take a example of the any Samsung application, we have the modules, what type of modules we have: mobile phones and laptops. So there is in different categories, right? So like this, we have the separate classes. We have to be assume each one. Mobiles is a one separate class, and laptops is one separate class. Home appliance is another separate class, like that. Okay. So web elements of that page separate the classes for individual test. And what are the four packages we required here? We separate these packages for the base and pages, test, as well as utility. So base package deals with the common initialization, like setup and nothing, setup and tear down. And pages packages deals with the web page, and test packages deals with the test cases, and utility package deals with the weights, screenshots, file path, etc. Utilities, scrolling and transferring the file, internal system usage and extensions and all, right? So what are the what we required for these folders, and let us discuss in detail about what are the setup configuration we required. Here, first one, setup and configuration. What are the things we require for setup and configuration? Here we require first JDK, and second one is nothing but the Eclipse. Okay, so why we prefer Eclipse? Because it is easy to use, and it is available free, and the environment is good for utilizing the Eclipse rather than the IntelliJ, right? And the Cucumber plugin, how to install, how to download this Cucumber plugin. Let us see. Cucumber plugin as well as natural plugins, and from where we have to be get these plugins through the once we install the Eclipse, then we can say this marketplace. From there we have to be install it, and environment setup is nothing but the Java homepage and the Maven homepage. And dependencies we required, we have so many dependencies, but in our project we can just consider it as a, we can just take like Cucumber core or the Cucumber HTML, and the Cucumber Java, Cucumber JUnit. So let me just quickly install the JDK, open the new tab. Here we have to be install our Java downloads. here you need to be click this, you can say oracle.com, so you have to be selected one. JDK 17 is the previous version, so everyone prefers now JDK 21. If you install, then well and good. You can, if you didn't install, you have to be install this JDK 21. And here you can see the different operating system. First one is Linux, and second one is the Mac OS, and third one is the Windows. So whatever the your operating system, you have to be click on that. So I'm clicking on this Windows. In this Windows, first we have to be check which uh, installer bit we required to installation for x64 installer. So here you can see this link. So it is getting, once you click there, it will get download. And so now it is getting downloaded. So let us just understand like what is the configuration folders. Okay, and where we have to be use this one. It is nothing but the utility folders, which contains the property files which are storing the keys and values, the programmers and the utility purposes, right? So here we require the test data as well. So all the test data will be kept in these Excel sheets. So yes, it is showing the pop-up. So you have to be click on yes. The software is already installed. Okay, so it's getting installed. It says that it is already installed in it now. So where are we? We are discussing about the test data. In the meanwhile, once it get downloaded. Okay, so as it is done, so let me click on this next and click on the next. Yes, it is successfully done now. You can close it, and now you can open the downloads. So it is successfully installed. Now what you have to do, you have to go to the your C drive and click on the program files and click on this Java. So JDK is successfully installed. Once you click here, you can see bin folder here. So copy this path. Once you put the cursor, you have to be copy this path and search for the environmental variables. Okay, environmental variables, and you have to click on this environment variable second one. Here you can see the path. So double click on this, and there is no JDK 21, so you have to be click on this new and paste it here and click on OK. This one OK, and here also. Finally. So now the installation is successfully done JDK. Now you have to be check that it successfully installed or not. So for that, what we have to do, we have to be type Java space hyphen version. So it will show the current version what we have installed just now. So now it is showing the Java version 21.0.1. Okay, so today we have successfully installed it. Now this it is installation is successfully done. Now we have to be download the Eclipse. Click on this Eclipse foundation. Okay, so here you can see download the x64. You have to click on this and click on the downloads. So it might take time, so we have to be not to rush for this one. It depends on our internet how much time it requires. So it is successfully done now. Let me just open this one. Okay, so first one, Eclipse IDE for the Java developers. So the Java developers will use, because as we are working the web application and a distributed application. So Eclipse IDE for enterprises, Java web services. So this is important for us. So you have to be click on this install one. Once you select the second option and click on install, it will get installation. Okay, so don't worry, it will take some time. It depends on our internet. So, in the meanwhile, I was talking about the test data. So, why do we use this test data? Because the data will be kept in an Excel sheet or any format, right? So, by using this Excel, we have to be handle the data-driven testing. We are using the Apache Poi. Okay, to handle the Excel sheets, and also that's why in this test data and the configuration files are required. Now, what is the TestNG? Using the TestNG for the annotations and assertions and groupings, and the parallel execution, and TestNG XML for running as a suite. Right. So that's why we require this TestNG. And what is the Maven? As we have discussed, um, in the setup and configuration. So why do we use the Maven? It has like a build management tool for execution and adding our dependencies. But here in our project, we required only four dependencies. But the whatever when it is required, so we can download the dependencies. Okay, so dependencies purpose and the integration, the test engine dependencies in the POM, which is nothing but the page object model, XML files, and running these POM.xml files using the Jenkins. So, and also we have to be know about what is the version control tool. Why, which one we use? We use the Git, Git as a repository to store our test scripts, whatever we have wrote the test data. So we have to be use our Git repository to storing purpose, right? And let me just tell you about what is the Jenkins. By using the CI/CD, which is nothing but the continuous development and continuous integration. Why do we use this tool? To this tool, we execute the test cases on the daily basis, and also for the lightly execution basis on the schedule, right? So why it's taking more time? Okay, let it be. So we should not rush for this. And so this test result, how we have to be sent to our colleagues by using this Jenkins, right? And is anything I left to discuss? So yeah, it is almost done, and let me click on launch. So once it is successfully done, you can see this type of interface. And the dependencies coming to this one, we use the Selenium Java. Here it is by default, it is taking the C drive. But if you want, if you don't have a space in the C drive, or you have to be checked with the D drive or E drive or F drive, then you can also choose. Here you can click on the browse option. In the browse option, you can see I have the 4 drives. So let me just click this F folder. So this is the empty one. Let me create a folder, and so I'll give the name as for automation. You can give anything like a BDD or Cucumber or frameworks, right? So it's select the folder. So I have selected this one and click on the launch. Yeah, so it is done successfully. So we use this only four dependencies. Now maximize this one, and here you can see the welcome board. So we don't require, you can close it. Either you can see here in the left side, create a Maven project, or you can also take file new and Maven project, both are same. So now here you have to be make sure to tick put a tick mark, create a simple project, and click on next. So you can mention here, as we are working on this BDD framework, so let me just give the same name, BDD framework, and artifact ID. So this is the company name and the process name, so you can give any name as you wish. So let me just give you the Cucumber for our understanding, right? BDD framework and Cucumber. So click on finish. If you want to give the name and description, you can also give it, or it is just an option. So click on this finish, and as this is okay, now it is successfully done. Now we have successfully created the project. When you extend this, so here it will show all this. So first we have to be source slash test slash resources. Here we have to be create the file, which is nothing but the features login. What is the features? Features are nothing but main pages, the main modules, main units, right? Scenarios. So there are different terminologies, as we call it, as we have discussed. Now here in the source slash test slash resources, here we have to be create the feature class feature. Okay, so right click on this and new. So you have to be select the file, so give the file name as a login dot feature. So for just an example, we have to be take the Facebook login feature. So that's why I given the name as a login feature, login dot feature. So we have to give that extension name and click on the finish. Yeah, so it is successfully done. Mm, yes. Now it is by default it is showing to Eclipse Cucumber Eclipse plugin. So you have to be click on this install. I accept the terms, and so click on this and finish. So it is successfully installed. You can either select the whatever you trust and click on this. Yes, so it is successfully done. Now how we have to be use this? So click on this restart now. Here we have to be download the dependencies, which first one, Selenium Java, Cucumber Java JUnit, and Cucumber JUnit. So these four dependencies we required, and yes, now it came. So let me just expand our project. Here you can see source. So our login feature is successfully installed.